Alrighty, welcome back to another deck profile from Tabletop Phoenix. I played Centurion during the Infinite Forbidden Premiere event, and I got second place, which was pretty nice. My only loss was to Fiendsmith Snake Eye, big surprise. So the main thing is I don't think I actually misplayed against the deck. Like, I think the times where I used my interrupts were good. The problem was that they just had more interrupts, essentially. And, again, the deck can just play through, like, Nibiru and Ash and Imperm and everything else, so it doesn't really matter, unfortunately. So, it just kind of is what it is. But it was a good experience. I had a lot of fun. I got to try out some stuff I wanted to try out, and yeah, we'll just jump right in. Deck is 48 cards, which is definitely a lot. The main thing I wanted to do was test kind of stuff I wasn't sure on, and then kind of just figure out what I can cut to make this 40. So obviously we're still playing the full Centurion package, 3 Primera, 3 Trudea. We do have the 1 Atri. I did see another Centurion player, and they were running 3 Atri, so maybe that's something I should consider as well. Maybe this isn't as bad of a card as I thought, just because, like, the effect doesn't do anything, but it is still another name. And it's another thing you can put. It's another tuner. It can be a non-tuner. It lets you make level 8s a lot more reliably, because generally with Trudea you want to make 12s. And then the 1 Gargoyle. Just because we do need an actual level 8 Centurion to do combos properly. I'm not sure how I feel about multiple Atri. I'll have to see. So then we got kind of a dragon package. I was running 2 Dark End Evaporation Dragon. I didn't pull any. I had to borrow these from my friends, so yeah. This guy on paper is really cool because he only dragon locks you, which isn't a problem because, like, on turn 1, Auxilla is like your dragon, and it's for the rest of the turn. So, like, I can summon Primera. If Primera gets negated, I can just summon this, make Auxilla still, get the field spell, pitch something, put Trudea or Gargoyle into the back row, and then end phase I get Auxilla, puts Primera to the back row, and I still do Calamity Lock. So that's really strong. He's also good removal going second. But also, we can fusion summon with this, and the main thing we're doing is we're going to fuse with this guy, Lubellion. So he's a level 8 Light Dragon, and this is a level 8 Dark Dragon, and with these two you can make Light and Darkness Dragon Lord. So as an alternate to the Calamity Lock, I can just set up a Light and Darkness Dragon Lord and blank 3 of my opponent's cards. And then also I get to float into one of them after he dies, so that seems really strong. Unfortunately, I never actually got to Dark End. The one time I did search it, the game was already over. I already won, so. And the rest of the Bestials, we got a Serenir, 2 Druisworm, and a Magnemite. This ratio I actually felt pretty good. I didn't really get to use any of the Bestials. Well, I did use Magnemite on a couple of my own cards just to kind of search stuff and put another body out. Being able to make Chaos Angel or Dissipator is really good, but I'm not sure if the Bestials are the right way to go, because, like, Snake Eye Fiendsmith is going to be, like, the main thing I have to deal with. I think my deck can play through pretty much every other deck without too many problems. It's really just Snake Eye Fiendsmith, and after talking with some people at the event, the premiere event, including the Snake Eye Fiendsmith player, they said that the main thing is I need board breakers, which I was running some board breakers, but I don't think I have enough of them, and because of my deck count, I just couldn't see them reliably. So, yeah. For hand traps, we were running 3 Ash, 3 Shifter, and 3 Nibiru, and that is the last of the monsters. So Shifter's weird in this deck. I didn't think about it, but Shifter locks off stand-up's effect, because it has a Centigrade as a cost. So that is definitely rough. So I'm not sure I would actually want to play this moving forward, but at the same time, it's such a blowout against certain decks that I might move it to the side deck. I don't know for certain if I want to keep this in the main or not. Nibiru does not feel as good right now, and before, I think in my last deck profile video, I wasn't running this, again, because it just doesn't feel good, because, like, giving your opponent, I will say there are some things you can do with this, like, I realized after the fact, I could have, when I Nibiru'd, I could have chained my Super Poly and discarded the Nibiru, made Garura, and that would have let me draw a card and not give the opponent the token because Nibiru doesn't summon. So there'd be no monsters. They wouldn't have been able to make whatchamacallit, Hita, the Link 2 Charmer, and they wouldn't be able to, like, full combo still. So, and potentially the card that I would have taken some damage, but then I would have gotten another turn. So, like, that kind of thing is definitely something to consider, but I don't think Nibiru is strong enough, especially when, again, like, it just, especially with, like, the DDD, rank 6, just shutting Nibiru off completely. Like, I think maybe it's best I don't run Nib. Shifter I might cut to the side, in favor of, like, Dark Ruler no more. But I also did get my hands on most of the Whitewood stuff, or White Forest, so I might try and put together a White Forest Centurion toy box deck and see how that works. I just need to get kind of ratios, essentially. For spells, though, we got 3 stand-up, 3 Emblema. There's no reason not to play any less than this, I think. Although with Shifter, maybe I don't know. Emblema does let you play through Shifter, but, again, it just feels really weird. Because also, I don't think Gargoyle can send, the Centurion card to grave as a cost, either, under Shifter, so definitely a weird position where, like, half of my engine doesn't work under Shifter, but the other half just doesn't care. And unfortunately, there's no way for me to do my main play and then Shifter, so it's definitely a weird spot for sure. Then we got 3 Droplet, 3 Super Poly, and 3 Triple Tactics Talent. Again, like with Nibiru, I have a love-hate relationship with Talent. It just, because it's only live after the opponent does a monster effect, so, like, I have to essentially get a negate, essentially. So, like, I think if this was, like, Change of Heart or Mind Control, that might actually just be better. Super Poly, every time I actually resolved Super Poly, it felt good. But at the same time, it does require a lot of space, and if I'm going to go to the White Forest build, I don't think I have room for fusions, because I need to fit the White Forest synchros. Droplet definitely felt good, because of how flexible it is, and if I do end up doing the toy build, Droplet's way better there as well, so I'll have to, I think later today and or tomorrow I should be able to get some test games in. And then the last 3 spells is Terraforming, Branded, Regained, and Called by the Grave. Branded Regained sounds really good on paper, but, like, it also feels kind of like a win more card, unless I have a very bad hand. So it's definitely weird in that regard. And again, like, the whole Bestial package does take up a good, like, 8 slots. So, like, I could just cut the Bestials and play 40 and be fine. But I don't think I would keep the Dark End Evaporation Dragon in if I was, if I wasn't running the Bestials, so it's definitely weird. I definitely do need to kind of get my non-engine figured out. I do have an idea, but obviously, I don't think I'm gonna have that finalized and be able to like upload everything before nationals. So you'll have to. I want to have something to show for my work essentially. The last 4 cards is the Phalanx and the 3 Imperm. I don't think I need to explain those. Phalanx actually, I will say, I played against Plunder Patrol in round 2, and game 1 I had the Calamity Lock set up, but because I can't shotgun my effects at the start of the main phase, I have to wait for the opponent to do something. They just immediately played Change of Heart on Oxilla, so I Phalanx banish my own Oxilla so they don't, like, just link it off. But then they gave me Dipsy Fiend as a dark monster, so I special Primera, got my search, and then I synchroed with it in the Dipsy Fiend for Chaos Archfiend at 4,500 because Oxilla had been banished that turn, so that was a really funny interaction. Mud Dragon, so we're on to the extra deck now. Mud Dragon definitely was nice, especially the I super polyed Madolce twice, so like both games I hit him with the Mud Dragon, and Mud Dragon being able to change to a dark also is nice, again, because it lets me make like Chaos Archfiend and just smack the opponent's entire board, which is really strong because he banishes everything too. We've got Garura and the Light and Darkness Dragon Lord. Again, I don't think these are going to be staying in. Super Poly is really strong, but I don't know if it's strong enough against Snake Eye Fiends particularly, and that's kind of what I need the board breakers for. So, honestly, I think I might do like Dark Ruler and Raigeki or something. I don't know yet. But again, like in general, the Super Poly does feel good, but for prepping for nationals, I don't think it's the right pick. We also got Chaos Archfiend and Scarlight as our level 8s. Scarlight was here mainly for a something to banish for Dark End, but also, you know, apologies, my neighbors are very rude. Scarlight was also just good for time, in theory anyway. I never made him, unfortunately, but you know, it's good to have it, I think, just in case. We got Chaos Angel and Dispater. Unfortunately, I didn't make either of these either. Again, on paper, they're really strong, but I think, I mean, maybe I keep Chaos Angel with the White Forest build, but Dispater is only here if I'm running the Bastiles. So I think if I take out the Bastiles, Dispater comes out too. We got our level 12 package, Crimson Dragon, Oxilla, 2 Legatia, Calamity, and Cosmic. I do want to put Supernova back in, because Supernova is just a good game ender, on top of just, like, he's a good board breaker too. So, like, if I can set up my combo on turn 1 going second, I can still banish their whole field. It was just kind of like, he felt like the most expendable thing at the time when I put this list together, so, yeah. I do think I would prefer a second Oxilla as well, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get one in time. And then the last 2 cards is Typhon and Little Knight. These 2 never came up, but it was nice having them, like, in my back pocket, essentially. Just, like, they're just good utility cards. If I really need them, they're there. But otherwise, I can just stick to the game plan, essentially. And then the side deck has not changed much from the last build either. Denko, again, my back row dealer of choice, because we don't always need our normal summon. But also, like, if they're on a set 5 pass deck, we invalidate their entire hand, and that kind of value is just too good to pass up. Deck Lockdown, I imagine this is really good if I draw it. I just have to draw it. I just haven't done that yet, you know. Some might say that's a skill issue. I might agree with them. No. Cosmic Cyclone, again, just deal with mainly more continuous and field spells, stuff like Snake Eyes in the back row, that sort of thing. D-Barrier, again, like with Deck Lockdown, actually seeing this, it's fantastic, but you have to see it. And then last but not least is 3 Evenly. Basically every game 2 that where I won game 1, I was sighting evenly into Shifter's spot. But but against Snake Eye, I cited this in over the Shifter. That might have been a mistake, honestly, but I didn't see it anyway, so it's not like I would have seen Shifter instead. Deck Lockdown seems really strong. It's just kind of, you have to open it, so that's, you have to draw the out, and I'm not drawing the out, so I'm also at 48 cards, so, I might swap something out for Shifter. I don't know yet. But yeah, that is the deck profile. I will see you guys in the next one. If you have any suggestions or any sort of questions about the deck, definitely feel free to ask. Yeah, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.